yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my Zenless Zone Zero gamers? So Tectone put out a new video. Is putting out like a lot of original videos, and I'm a big fan of these. I'm actually been watching all of these. It's called Why Zenless Zone Zero is Failing. Chat. When Tectone talks, we gotta lock in and we gotta listen. You know, he's gonna drop some knowledge on us and tell us how it is. So here it is. Why Zenless Zone Zero is failing. I wonder why. I don't think it's failing. I think it's doing great now.
This will be some other original content that I would just like to talk about for what is going on in the gacha space that I feel like other people really aren't talking about.
Right.
And a lot of this video is going to be about Zenless Zone Zero. Now, let me just go ahead and give you guys my whole honest to God truth. And I want to say, this is not me throwing shade at anybody. Okay, here we go. Is it? No, I really don't think it is. I want to tell you guys why Zenless Zone Zero right now is one of the best gacha games I've ever played.
Oh, absolutely. I love this game.
Okay? Why nobody is playing it. I use air quotations very seriously.
Okay.
Here is the absolute...
Oh, he might mean like nobody as a content creator is playing it. Like, I think the only person that I've really seen as the big content creators, you know, of course there's gonna be me and I think, what's his name, Smack something, I don't remember his name. Us, like the smaller creators, we do play Zenless Zone Zero, but they're in terms of like the top players, I think it's just like Fob. I think I know sure 1.4 is out, everyone's playing it, yeah, but like on a regular basis, I think maybe just Fobby. I don't really know who else. I don't really see anyone else.
Absolute truth. Here is the absolute reality. For 95 to 98% of creators, Zenless Zone Zero in terms of YouTube and Twitch will get you severely less views than Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and get this, even less than Wuthering Waves. Now, why is this? I have no idea. And that's the point of this whole video.
It's kind of hard to guess and try to lock it down. Now, I will still, you know, I don't really do a lot of gameplay videos. I do kind of want to do more, like maybe some more Infinity Towers, soloing it with like certain characters. Same thing with Wuthering Waves and all these other games. So I do kind of want to do gameplay videos, but I don't know. I'm trying to think, because it's such a casual game that a lot of the stuff in the game is just walking around, looking at your characters and building your characters. I don't know how many people want to watch that. This is my daily grind for the day. I don't know how many people want to watch that. So in terms of uploading, it is kind of scarce for content. I mean, I'm sure people will find stuff. People are creative. They'll find stuff, but that's just my thought, kind of question mark. Let's see what Tectone says.
Is that creators do not want to cover this game because it is so much harder to get views on Twitch and YouTube that it's making the game seem like it's worse, making the game seem like nobody gives a fuck. But I'll be real, with the amount of revenue that it's getting, I still think it's doing really great. And honestly, I think this game is worth your time. Now,
absolutely,
why of all people am I saying this? Well, in case you guys don't know, I am one of the few, I think there's 2 other blacklisted creators in Hoyoverse. Hoyoverse
blacklisted?
will not sponsor me. They have not sponsored me in about 3.5 years, and I don't think they ever will sponsor.
I don't think I'm blacklisted. I think I'm just too small. But if I did get blacklisted by Hoyo, then that kind of sucks. Hey, I'm just me, Chad. I'm just me.
Me ever again. And that's why I want you to know that the guy that the company refuses to work with is still telling you that this game is worth your time, especially now more than ever with the introduction of 1.4.
1.4 is such a huge patch.
1.4 for Zenless Zone Zero is one of the funnest times I've ever had in gacha gaming, and I think it would be very sad if you guys didn't get to experience that. If you quit the game, if you've never played the game, now is the best time to play. And by the way, I am also streaming it every single day on my Twitch until I beat all the content, in which case I'm out until there's more content.
I'm in, I'm out.
There's so much, it's ridiculous. So why is 1.4 so good, and why am I advocating for this game so much?
I think it's just because, so here's my guess, and here's my point as to why I like Zenless Zone Zero. So 1.4 actually is a very huge update, which saw a lot of gameplay changes where it comes to the combat and how things work, like especially the combat with every character now having their own ultimate bar, and you know, them taking out the TVs so the story flows better, putting the TVs somewhere else, so if you want to have the TVs you can play it. It's just, the thing about this game is, I've said this before, it's kind of what Hoyoverse would look like if they use 10% of their power to actually put it into the game. It really just looks like what Hoyoverse should look like, right, chat? When you think of Honkai Star Rail, when you think of Genshin Impact, when you think of Honkai Impact 3rd, I think Honkai Impact 3rd, I don't know how much devs listen moments they've had, but I know for Genshin Impact, it's been quite a while since we've actually had a devs listen moment. And Honkai Star Rail, it does have a lot of times where, you know, you have the devs listen moment, but there are still some problems with it, and where, you know, power creeping and HP inflation and stuff like that. But Zenless Zone Zero hasn't really hit a bad patch since launch, and we're 4 patches in, right? Now you could say we're 4 patches in, but Wuthering Waves also is 4 patches in, and it seems like both of these games are being very, very in tune with the community, if that makes sense. There's just so much stuff that the community asks for when it comes to these games that it does just seem like it fits perfectly, right? That's how I feel like. I just feel like this game is a devs listen game for Hoyoverse, which is not really I don't know how to say this, but it's not really their style.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that a lot of my friends are also streaming this game, and I would love for you guys to go check them out too and support their channel in forms of Fobmaster, Mr. Pokey, Box2, Genazad, Gotcha Smack. Can I say Sweetly? I'm not sure, but everybody.
Chat Sweetly is perfect. Chat Sweetly can literally do no wrong. That's just how it's the rules, chat. I don't make the rules, I just follow them.
A great creator is streaming this game right now, and it makes me happy seeing all of these people who I consider peers and colleagues, and some of them even friends. I know, very dangerous in the content creating space. I think they're all doing a great job, and it makes me happy seeing so many of them play them. So if you've never heard of any of these guys, I would love for you to go give them a follow on Twitch. They're great people. I care about them very much.
I've actually become a big fan of Fob. He's got such a I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I hope you'll go support their channels. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the developer team is doing a great job in trying to get more streamers to play this game. They're doing this thing where from 1.4, whoever streams the most gets $8,000.
That's not going to happen.
I believe 50,000 gems to give away to their community for whoever wins, with diminishing prizes all the way down to
I should say that's not going to happen for me. I should have said that correctly.
So if you want to give it a shot, I feel like everybody has a pretty fair chance of winning something, and anybody who streams the game, and even better, players who just watch the game get free rewards as they're watching any streamer play the game. It can be me, it can be Fob, it can be Pokey, it can be Sweetly, it can be Genazad, it can be Box2, who cares? You can watch any of them and get free shit right now in the game. And I love when companies do this shit. More people should do this. More companies should do this, where if you play our game, we will give you rewards to people who are watching you play the game, and we'll give you rewards for even playing our game with day 1 drops on Twitch, which in case you guys don't know why you should follow me on Twitch. The majority of gacha games do offer free rewards who watch your stuff.
Dude, I do. Anyone else do that kind of stuff? I do the Twitch drops. I do the daily check-ins. I'm actually all in. Dude, I have the Hoyoverse app on my phone, and I just be checking in all day.
Excalibur. So I love giving companies credit where credit's due.
Right.
They're giving a lot of people a lot of free shit, and you should really give their a chance, because the creators in this space are good. They're funny, and they're great. And I really wanted to drive home how much
Chat, you think I'm funny? Don't say I'm funny looking. Hey, I saw that. Don't say I'm funny looking.
I appreciate all of my peers also streaming in this. If I do win first place, I probably won't. I will also be giving all the money away to my community, as well as to other content creators.
Nice.
To totally boost their PCs, boost their careers, and boost their lives. But yeah, 1 point.
Dude, Tectone just. Chat, never look at what Twitter says about Tectone. Tectone just doesn't get enough credit for what he does to other creators, right? He does genuinely care for characters. That's not the right word. For content creators. Sorry, they both start with a C. It slipped my mind. He generally does care for I'm going to say it again. For the creators in, I guess you would say, this is the way that I like to refer to it. There are like subspaces in gacha games, and this subspace is what I like to call the Eggy Kingdom. You know, Tectone kind of rules at the top, and the rest of us are around. I don't even know how to say this. The rest of us that look up to Tectone or watch Tectone or are friends with Tectone or any way in related to Tectone, this is what we call this is what I refer to as the Eggyverse, the Eggy Kingdom. And so for Tectone to go out of his way to really support people who would think, oh, why would I support a smaller streamer? As a VTuber myself, you see it a lot in VTubing and stuff like that. But it's just like such a cutthroat industry on Twitch. Not so much on YouTube, I feel like. Although on YouTube, you kind of do feel isolated because everyone's just to themselves. But Tectone himself goes out of his way to make sure that if you're friends with him, he makes sure to take care of you. Or at least that's what it looks like as someone who's not really his friend. But I do watch him and I do watch his friends, and it's really, really admirable. I think it's really, really cool the way he treats people around him when you are his friend. He's just a genuinely good dude. He doesn't know who I am, but when I went to go meet him, he was the sweetest guy. The only problem with meeting him was that he's super tall. I say this time and time and again. Why is he so tall? But like, he was super sweet. He's always super cool, and everyone around him that he's considered a friend, who I've also met at like TwitchCon and stuff like that, they were all very, very nice people. I thought they were really, really cool.
For Zenless Zone Zero is a soft reboot of the game. Do you not like the TVs? They're gone. Do you not like the combat? It was revamped.
Yep.
Do you want to play as whoever you want to fucking play as?
Hell yeah.
Well, now you can. The dialogue.
Look up Jane Doe's pants. Woo! Sorry. Chad, you can stare at you can legit just stand there and look at Juwon's ass just bouncing as she walks. I know. I've done it for like 5 minutes yesterday. You know what, chat? That was too much information for me to give you. Sorry, go ahead.
Has also been revamped, and the story told in 1.4 was the best story ever told.
Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't played it yet, but I'm so excited.
Now, I want to do an addendum, okay? The best stories in Gacha Gaming, just so you can kind of know where my head's at, just to give you my opinion, where Farina's story in Genshin Impact, Albedo's story for Dragon Spine in Genshin Impact, Adventurine's story in Tectone, although it dragged a little bit, but the payoff was great. Also, he should have died, is what it is. As well
True,
as all of
true.
them.
When I feel like he should have died during Acheron's world-ending slash. I thought he did, and it kind of felt like it was moving towards that. But you know how gacha games are, where they won't kill somebody off unless it's Nikkei. They kill someone off every like 5 minutes, but they don't really kill people off in that game. So, I mean, I felt like Zhao Cho should have died. They permanently blind him. I guess I'll take the W where we take it, but I want these twinks to... Okay, I shouldn't say that. But for some reason, it's always the twinks. I don't know why. They're always so overpowered, and they're always getting hurt. Chat, twink life matters. Anyways, I think that Acheron's world-ending slash probably should have killed him. I'm not going to lie.
Bog was probably my favorite in all of Gacha. I really enjoyed Shorekeeper. I really enjoyed Camellia. Wish there was less fan service. I also enjoyed the Avengers timeline for Wuthering Waves. My favorite story in Zenless Zone Zero was Jane Doe's story quest.
It's really good,
now we have Miyabi's story quest, the 1.4 main story.
If I were to rank my favorite stories in gacha gaming, this is going to be kind of hard. I think Farina is top. Yes, Farina's story is top, followed by, this is where I'm going to have a struggle. I think Red Ash, probably. I'm going to give it to Red Ash and then Old Tales. These two are kind of neck and neck, especially if you guys have played Nikkei. Red Ash and Old Tales were actually the peak of storytelling that they have given, and Nikkei actually has amazing stories. You have your Red Ash, you have your Old Tales, you have I really liked the backdoors. That was really cool. There's a Dungeons and Dragons event going on right now, which is a very silly one. I know some people didn't really like the collab one with Evangelion. I kind of liked it, and then after that, for Tectone, yeah, I think Tectone was kind of like it kind of looks like a waveform where it goes down and up and down and up. But Tectone was great. 1.1. Wuthering Waves 1.1 has to be the best story they've had so far. Camellia's and Shorekeepers doesn't really compare, and I'm really sorry to say that. They are good stories. They're just not as good as 1.4. Zenless Zone Zero has been pretty good the whole entire time. I can't really tell you which is the best. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 1.4 is, even though I haven't actually watched it yet.
Really good. And I mean this genuinely when I say this. I was having fun.
Yeah.
All the way through. Laughed.
I'm glad you liked
constantly. The jokes landed. The combat was great. It was paced out great, and everything made sense. It could have gone much deeper. However, the telling of that story, which was like a 7.5 story, the way they told it was a 10 out of 10. And I really wish more gacha games would do this. We don't have to do all of these deep lores, these complex meanings if it's not going to translate well. Just tell a pretty decent story to the best of your ability, and players will fucking enjoy it. And it makes me happy. This should be a learning experience for every company going forward.
That's why I say that Zenless Zone Zero, if you were to read it out as a story, it's kind of mid. It's like a 6, maybe a 5, high 7 at times. But the way that they tell it, and the jokes, and the animations, and just the way everything looks and how interactive everything is, it really brings it up to a decent, like a low ball 9, maybe high 8. And that's something that's really important, because if you look at, I would say Honkai Star Rail probably has a high 8 story, but the way that it's told brings it down to like a 7, a mid 7, a mid to low 7, and maybe at times a high 6. I think the way that you tell a story, because chat, it's just not about saving the world or saving the universe or saving a country from being overrun by water and stuff like that. And, you know, there's not that high of a stakes. You're saving maybe a neighborhood at a time, but just the way it immerses you into the story, it's just not matched, chat. It really just is unmatched. And, you know, I hope you guys do enjoy watching, you know, me or anyone else play it, because these stories are just so amazing. You know, if you don't want to play it yourself, just look up someone's playthrough and watch them play it. You're gonna have a great time, chat. The story is great.
You don't need all this crazy ass shit to happen. You just need to make it feel like crazy it's happening by telling a great story. Okay, because if the story you're telling isn't told fantastically, well, it's going to be fucking mid. The developers are also listening over and over and over and over.
Yeah, devs
for
listen.
Pretty much everything that people are saying what's wrong with their game. If you did not like the TV system, which, by the way, if you liked this TV system, I'm sorry, bro, you're just wrong. It was fucking terrible. They replaced it with a Bang Boo Fall Guys. I shit you not.
Yeah.
You play as a Bang Boo and you do an obstacle course. It's cute, it's funny, it's quick, and it's enjoyable.
Also, if you did enjoy the TVs, which I guess Techie doesn't know this, which is fine. This is more, which is kind of how I feel like they have it, is they have it where it's kind of secluded. If you do like the TVs, I think Shiyu Defense has the TVs, so they do have stuff with TVs in them, chat. They even had an event with the Night Boo where you had to go through the TVs, which I had a great time, chat. You guys saw me in there having a good time. We were having such a laugh on stream with chat. And when we were, you know, there's certain points where like, oh, do you want to rob this little Bang Boo? You have a 3% chance. Chat just told me to roll it, and we rolled it. We lost every time, but it was just such a fun time. So when you go out of your way and it's not part of a major story, I actually do like the TVs. In the story, absolutely, I can't. In good faith, I cannot tell you that the TVs were good. They just had such a halt to the story. But now the way that they have it, it just runs so smoothly, and it's really what Zenless Zone Zero needed.
And that's all that matters. They completely revamped their beginning story in mass from 1.0 to 1.3. They rewrote it all. Hey, Wuthering Waves, this is about you, you dumb fucks. To all you people at Kuro Games who are not going back, fixing that joke of a story for the first 3 chapters, shame on you. Because the reason why people don't want to play your fucking game is because the first 3 chapters are so goddamn bad.
I think it's the first 5. I'm going to be so real. It's probably the first 5. Once the general comes in and you have Gion going around with you, I became a fan. No, it's when Scar comes in. Scar comes in first, and then I think Gion comes in. Then we're out. Now we're locked in, chat. Now we lock in, and that leads into 1.1, and then it goes downhill. Sorry.
And nobody gives a fuck about this world you're trying to build. Thank God you have a skip option, because I guarantee you nobody is sitting through that shit. It was rough. Terrible. Kuro, get your head out of your ass and fix the first 3 chapters. They are fucking bad. And even that dick sucker Saint Tontas would agree. Just farming, saying Tontas. I knew if I said that you'd react to my video, and I'm trying to get you to branch out a little bit more. I got nothing but respect for you, man. For now.
That's a good one, dude.
Ow, bitch. Fuck you.
That's funny. I heard he's calmed down a bit, so if he's calmed down a bit, sure. Because there's nothing wrong. You know what? I'm not going into this in this video. This video's not about him.
Yeah, they revamped everything. Everything that sucked, they got out. They put new shit in. It's great. Did you not like the combat system where there was only one alt mechanic? Well, you should have, because it was not good. Okay, because you only got to see one alt. Your other characters felt like an afterthought, and it was bad. But now,
yeah, it really did emphasize the. I'm sorry, I'm going off on so many tangents, but you know, this is how I do the reaction. Anyways, there was a lot of things that needed to be done about that ult because it didn't put you into a lot of hyper carry comps. So for me, I would always, you know, and it kind of is still that way. You know, you have no, it's not that way because now with Mayabi, Bernice, Yanagi, these kind of characters, I think even Haramasa, I think he might fit into a sub DPS kind of category, or maybe just the other ones having a sub DPS for him. You now have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more wiggle room with different ults, right? Because my team comps would always be like, oh, let's get them stunned and then throw Jane Doe and have Jane Doe ult, have Ellen ult, or have Julian ult, right? Because those are the only DPSs I have. Oh, Soldier 11. I have Soldier 11 ult because we have this finite resource. Now with everybody else, it kind of opens up, you know. I'll throw an Ambi ult out there if I really need to get the stun off in time. And it might actually help with your Shiyu defense comps because, you know, I'm like losing Shiyu defense by like a hair. A second or two, I'm barely losing, which I could have had if I had an ult, or if I was just better, or if I had an electric DPS. I don't have an electric DPS. I do now. I have Haramasa, but still, you know, a lot of the meta-defining things can be now worked around with the new ultimates, right? And I think that's just gonna open up a little bit more complexity to the combat for, you know, you spreadsheeters. You know, I kind of spreadsheet a little bit because I really am invested into this game, so stuff like that is really nice.
Now, all three characters can ult, and all of their three ults exist separately. Yeah. It's very good. With characters like Bernice, you can swap cancel while she's still going, and do your ult again on top of her. Swap cancel.
And you can watch her butt jiggle, chat. She has a big butt.
Three ults happening at the same fucking time. Everything feels great. Everything feels snappy, and the game feels fucking fantastic.
Nice.
Zone Zero, thank you for listening to your fucking players. Mayabi is one of the coolest characters ever.
I need her, chat. I actually lost by 50-50, but you know, I that means I have her guarantee anyways. Go ahead.
Gotcha Gaming. In case you don't know her, she's a mix of Virgil from Devil May Cry 5 with Sam from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Or sorry, Metal Gear Rising, which was a great fucking game. She is OP as fuck. Yep. She breaks the fucking game.
Yeah.
You don't need any of the other characters. If you have Miyabi, she is busted.
What is
Miyabi
this
at
power?
M0 is stronger than their first banner unit at M6.
Oh,
Holy
shit.
Power creep. That being said, I don't care because she is fun as fuck. And I believe that every character should be that OP at M0. So I hope they scale up all the characters. I hope in the next coming patches, they introduce some supports to make the pre-existing
a good support. Like, we haven't had a good support since my wife. Caesar King, she's a great support, but like Ching Yi was one of the last big supports. Now we've had a kind of a string of sub DPSs that were doing pretty well, but other than that, you know, you have not a lot of supports.
I have a lot of faith with this company, and I have a lot of faith with their game modes. In the span of 24 hours, they took the goon out of Zone Zero. They made it to where you could turn the camera, and your character would disappear, so you could not jerk off to their ass. However, after hearing player outrage, they fixed it after 16 hours, and they gave everybody a free 10 pull for fucking with their goon sesh. 1.4 is in the Zone Zero. Devs, once again, thank you for listening.
Devs, listen. Let's go. The devs moment.
Okay? There is tons of free rewards in Zone Zeros right now, as well as a free 5-star character, Hadumasa. In case you're familiar with Dr. Ratio, they're pretty much in the same power tier. If you have
that's like okay.
Hadumasa is essentially a weaker version of Zhu Yuan. That's fine because you can just use 2 Zhu Yuans. We need 3 teams now, which is great for the new game.
Oh, so he's like a weaker Jian. Okay.
The more 5 stars, the better. And knowing that you can get Miyabi, who's great, also have Hadumasa for free. That's 2 teams taken care of. You're good to go. Feels great.
Feels great, man.
Yeah, the rigging of the models is better than any other gacha game.
True.
If you want to see characters have fun, be cute, be quirky, and emote, you will not see anything better in any other gacha game than you do in Zenless Zone Zero.
That's so real.
Their boobies are bigger, their asses are fatter, and them Johns are...
I really should have gotten Yanagi, chat. I'm so sad I didn't get Yanagi because, oh my god, her breasts are amazing.
jiggly. So if you are a fucking gooner, you will love this fucking game.
Yeah.
The Endgame mode, I actually tried for the first time in mass on stream, and it was actually one of the funnest times.
Wait, which
I've
one?
ever had.
Infinity Tower?
Miyabi, shit on everything. My current teams right now are Miyabi, Yanagi, and Caesar. My other
Yeah,
team
that's
is
good.
Burnus, Lighter, and I set him on fire, and then I punch him. Jane
Who?
Doe. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I
That's a
cannot
good team
believe I
comp.
forgot
He's
that.
actually got probably the best team comps in the game right now.
Jane Doe's hot as fuck, by the
Yeah,
way.
Jane Doe is really hot. Jane Doe has kind of carried me a lot through a lot of the end game. I kind of use her a lot in Infinity Tower because Infinity Tower is just like you just have to survive, and that's how you get the rewards. That's how I feel like it should be. I don't think Tower Adversity and Abyss the Spiral Abyss and Tower of Adversity don't have this mechanic where it's not timed, it's just survive, which that's what I really like about Infinity Tower.
Everybody should check her out. One of the hottest characters in gaming.
Hell yeah.
I just forgot because that white girl, when she throws her ass, when she tosses out the double inferno, sometimes I forget who I'm talking about. Yeah, both the teams are great. I shit on
Bro,
all the
Bernice
in-game
is
mode in about an hour.
so
And
jiggly.
it was very fun throughout. It is quite literally, if you can parry it, if you can dodge it, you can beat it. All the HP bars seemed pretty balanced to me. I beat almost
think
every
so.
single round in about 2 minutes, and I'm very happy with that. Seems good. I don't think you need that crazy of an account to beat all the endgame modes, which is good.
No, I don't
because
think so.
it's fast-paced combat fun, and that's what I fucking like. The tower, however, on the other hand, will eventually become a bullet sponge. However, you can get all meaningful rewards in the first 25 floors, which everybody should be able to clear or get close to clearing all those pretty damn easily. But
I think that's kind of what I do like about it is that there is this bullet sponge, but there's just no time limit. I think if you're going to have a bullet sponge, that's fine. Just don't have a time limit. That's how Infinity Tower does it.
yeah, I wanted to make this video to say, if you gave up on Zenless Zone Zero,
Never.
I really think you should give it another shot.
I think
don't
so.
think you will have more genuine fun in a game than Zenless Zone Zero.
Absolutely.
The way they tell their story is like no other. Even the cutscenes are very simplistic, but they still feel alive. The
Yeah.
characters are like a comic book setting. The combat is very fun. The rewards are very fair. The only biggest downside they have is that it's very hard to build characters in this game. In Honkai Star Rail,
Is it?
it takes about 28 days. In Zenless Zone Zero, it takes about 39. That's my biggest thing right now is I want more content creators to cover this game because I do feel like if they did, these issues that the community can be aware of would be bitched about far quicker. Now, I'm not...
I feel like I've had less trouble building my characters in Zenless Zone Zero than I have in Wuthering Waves. I think in Wuthering Waves the ecosystem is god awful, and not being able to use your your echoes as XP is actually such a flaw, or at least break them down into the gold tubes, or not even the gold tubes, just like a regular tubes, like the blue ones and stuff like that. I think not being able to break it down is actually a joke of a mechanic to not have, but you don't have it in 2024 going into 2025 for some reason. I don't know why that's a thing in Wuthering Waves, but Zenless Zone Zero for me feels a lot more like I have everyone built. I'm building my obby right now, and I'm taking my time just because I don't have her, so I'm not in a rush, right? So I'm going to get to her eventually. Everybody else basically is built with pretty decent stats.
Somebody who thinks content creators do a lot for the game, but I do realize there are certain points where if there is an issue with the game, content creators can kind of speed up the process of the variety of issues that can hopefully get them fixed more for games like Wuthering Waves or Zenless Zone Zero, where the devs are actually listening, which I greatly appreciate. In any type of game where the devs are working in tandem with their players,
listen.
I love and respect.
Hell
I
yeah.
like feeling like I can be able to communicate with these devs. I like when they take our feedback and make the game better for everyone.
Absolutely.
And I think they're doing a damn good job. If you want to follow my Twitch, watch Zenless Zone Zero, you can. It'll be linked in the description. And thank you so much for watching. But I just wanted to say, content creators, if you're out there, give Zenless Zone Zero another chance. There's free money involved for all you cheap fucks who only do shit for cash, and that's okay, man. A bag's a
That's
bag.
funny.
Go do what you want. But yeah, and encourage your favorite streamer who's in the gacha space to give Zenless Zone Zero a try if they're not already. I would love to see more fresh faces in the Zenless Zone Zero category because the game is very good and it deserves your playtime and it deserves your respect. It's great. Give it a shot. I've been Tectone. See y'all later. Peace, boys.
That was a great video, dude. I really like dude, I'm really enjoying these Tectone offline videos. They're really, him having his thoughts together and him just dropping knowledge on the community is always really, really good. It's really nice. It really will help out a lot of people. It will help out people to probably move over to Zenless Zone Zero, which I love Zenless Zone Zero. You know me. I kind of move through patches. That's how I do the streams and stuff like that, or the content. As I'll go through streams or through patches and stuff like that. But chat, you're gonna catch me on Zenless Zone Zero. 1.4 is gonna be huge. I might even do it this weekend if I can have the time for it. Christmas and family and stuff like that. Anyways, check. Comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe to Tectone. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one.
Buckle up on WWE AM.